This is the 2019 Kia Sportage. If you're looking for a car which is extremely practical, is on the cheaper side of the big SUVs, this is definitely the right car for you. Starting at around 20,000 euros, this is definitely a more budget-friendly option, although you can see where they've saved the money. Starting with the exterior, you've got this big Kia grille, which you find on most of their cars, along with these very nice LED headlights. The fog lights down there and some quite good looking black accents, which give it a bit of more aggressive look because it does look quite kind of like someone who's a bit fat. Coming round the side, you've got 17-inch alloy wheels, which give you brilliant braking power, which you are definitely going to need, as this car is a bit heavier than 2 tons, which is very heavy, not for an SUV, but for a normal car. You've got some big mirrors, give you really good visibility to look behind you, and coming around the side even more, you've got some kind of sporty lines, and you've got the roof rack here, which you can fit a ski box on or whatever you fancy, which is really good for long road trips. Big wheel arches, great for stability. This is a 2-wheel drive car, so it's not very good for off-roading, but I've heard the 4-wheel drive car isn't much better either. It doesn't really live up to its name, Sportage, but that doesn't really matter. Here you've got a boot, which is almost 500 litres with the seats up. You've got a nice net here, which you can use to put your shopping in so it doesn't slide around in the back. It is a bit of a faff to use, but once you get the hooks, you can put your shopping in. It is also perfect for fitting somebody inside, and if you're a very bad person, you could fit someone maybe down there, but that is full of rubbish now, cleaning stuff and wet wipes. With the seats down, you've got 1,500 litres of space, which is amazing. You've got no lip here. It's very easy loading inside and outside of the car. You've got a tiny little lip here when you fold the seats down, but if you're by the motorway, very tired, you can just get in. I'm a big person, and you can comfortably sleep in here, which is great. In the back, you've got some very decent knee room, good headroom. I'm quite tall, so it's fine. You've got settings for the heated seats, 2 settings. You can have hot or hotter. You've got some nice pockets here in the back, heating or aircon, which you can set here. And you have a 12-volt charger. Also, some lights up here, which you can turn on and off. No, you can turn to on and brighter. And you've even got grabby handles so that when the driver is being crazy, you can hold on. My favorite feature in the back is definitely this armrest / cup holder, which is very, very useful. The engine on this car is definitely something they've saved some money with. It's not a very powerful engine. It's very small for this car. It only produces 130 horsepower. You've got a 4-cylinder, 1.6 litre petrol engine. It's not enough to lug around 2 tons of car, but some people don't need speed and power. It will still get up hills. It will move perfectly fine. I think the 0 to 60 on it is around 12, 13, 14, 15 seconds, which is fine, but nothing special. But it does sound like this. Crispy! The driver's cabin is very nice. You've got a nice leather steering wheel with some kind of mirrory black parts. It's a very good feel altogether because you're sitting quite high up. You can see very well to the sides, very well out the back window, and you've got a big kind of airy space here. You've got automatic windows for all 4 of the windows, although they are not automatic, so if you keep them held down, it won't go down unless you're actually holding them. You've got electric mirrors. You can lock the windows so that your kids don't jump out of the window. You can also lock the car. You've got some buttons here on the steering wheel. You've got cruise control. You can pick up the phone. You can turn up the volume, turn down the volume, change the channel. Everything standard, I think this car is. The center console is very plasticky. You can also see this is where they've saved some money, but I don't think it's all that important. You've got a nice leather armrest here, which has some storage space inside, which is full of clutter. 2 cup holders, plastic handbrake, 6-speed manual gearbox. The gear shifts are very nice, very smooth. You also can turn off the beeping for the radar, which is 360 degree. All of the buttons here, volume, these knobs feel a bit cheap, but it's all right. It's nothing too bad. 3 settings for the heated seats, heated steering wheel, which is a big bonus in my eyes. These seats are quite good. They don't really hold you in place. At the same time, you don't need it to hold you in place because it's a big SUV. You're not going to be going all that fast with it. But another good thing, you've got this lovely display which can seamlessly run Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, not wirelessly sadly. Also, USB charger port down there and 2 12-volt chargers also down there. The glove box sadly is not very big. Not a huge space. I think they could have done better with that. Here on the top of the dash, you've got a leathery feel, but I think it is plastic. Here on the speedo, you've got obviously the rev counter, the speed, and you can switch between the different displays showing different types of information, which you will find useful when driving this car. And the horn sounds like this. Up here above your head, you've got some sun visors with a slidey mirror and some lights you can turn on. The lights are not automatic, however, which is a bit mid. You've got some sunglasses holders here, which you can flip down, grab your glasses, flip it back up, and the lights as well here, you can set them to open when you open the doors, set them to off or on. On the rear view mirror, you can also defog it, which is really cool with the press of this button. You do not have grabby handles on the driver's side, only on every other seat in the car. When you are cornering, you can definitely feel the body roll. It's not an agile car. Some of its competitors are, like the Mazda CX-5, for example, but it's not an agile car at all. The steering is very nice though. It's extremely light. It's good because you don't have to use your whole kind of arm to lug the car about. Same with the gearbox, actually. It's very smooth shifting. I don't really have any issue with it. I think it's great for the price. Right now we're going up a hill, and in second gear it is fine. In third gear it's a bit more of a hassle. It's quite sluggish. It's not very fast, but as you can see, it will get you up the hill in perfect shape, which is really good and kind of what this car is for. It's for someone who goes for long road trips. You know, you can cruise easily on the motorway at 130 kph. It's not going to have a really high rev count, but it's not a fast car, but it's not meant to be a fast car. It's extremely practical, and I think that is what you pay for when you buy this car. It's not the interior quality, it's not the engine, it's not the speed or the horsepower. It's just how practical it is and how big, and it's great for family trips, as I said, and it won't kind of empty your wallet completely. You've got very nice rear parking camera, which will show you your route and the straight route ahead of you, and it will help you park perfectly into any spot you want to. The suspension is nothing to write home about. It's not that amazing on big bumps when you're going at speed, but it's still better than going at low speeds, because at low speeds it's quite bad, and I'm not sure why, because it's kind of what it's meant to be good at. It's not that amazing at it. Cruising on the motorway, very good. As I said, there's not much noise in the cabin. It can keep the speed up perfectly. The rev is a bit high, not too bad. It's about 3,500 RPM at 120, 130 kph. But it's a really good car to drive, and I can really recommend it to people who are looking for a car that isn't fast, it isn't sporty. It's very big, very practical, and it feels like a gentle giant is hugging you. It feels really nice to drive, and I do like speed and power, but I can definitely recommend this car for people who don't care about speed and power, because even though I do, I would still love to drive this car on a daily basis, because it's really nice. It's very smooth, it's quiet, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a really well engineered car. Fuel consumption isn't bad at all considering the size of the car. It's, on average, it says for me about 6.7 litres, which is pretty good from a car of this size. Again, I really like the different types of information you can see on the dash there. You can see the average fuel meter going like up and down, which is nice. You've also got the temperature, mileage, all sorts, the trip computer of your current trip, and I think it's really good. The start-stop system in this car is quite good. I'm not a huge fan of them like altogether. I don't really like it turning off and turning on, but it's quite well made in this one, and it's very seamless. It just turns off, you hardly notice it, and it turns on, and again, you hardly notice it because it is a very quiet car. The cabin is really well insulated. There's not a lot of road noise, tyre noise, exhaust noise. It's really nice. It's really pleasant to be inside, and it gives you definitely a more luxury feeling. It's something that they did put money into, is insulating the cabin, which I think is really good and really important in a car like this. So, my verdict on this car: it's a brilliant car, very well made for a very cheap price, and I think if you're maybe looking for a car that is practical, not very fast, you don't want to spend a load of money on it, unlike that Porsche coming past us, which is about 4 times the price or more of this car, then it's perfect. You'll definitely want to buy this. I say go ahead, buy it. It's really good. It's great fun to drive. It does have body roll. It does have the obvious issues of a big car with a small engine, but all in all, it's a great daily driver. It's a great car to go on road trips with. The seats are very comfy, so I think it is definitely worth buying. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed that, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.